Alright. I think it's time for a bit of a short stream. Let's see what we can do here. I want to open up the Forge file so I can keep working on 3D library stuff and take it easy from there. I think I'm a little off today. I haven't been feeling good, so I'm gonna force myself to get a bit of work done. Hopefully things can go okay, but we'll have to keep it short, I think. That's alright. Sometimes it's okay. Oh, there we go. I already got that file open. Actually, I'll put it on this side. And let's see what we can figure out here. Trying to remember where I was at. This here should work. Yes, it's working. And now what? Oh yeah, I actually know what I was going to be doing here. So if I do this, I can actually have to pop this back here. Ooh, let's zip that down a bit here. Open forge.scad. Oh, come on. There we go. All right, let's see what we've got here. So there's a few things going on. The first is there's a little stray point here coming from each of these polylines, and that's not, well, we don't need that. So I'm just thinking through how I can make a quick test case here. Let's do well, why don't I open up Inkscape here. Inkscape. The amazing Inkscape. Recent. There we go. All right, we've got this beautiful, this beautiful drawing. I'm gonna just delete everything except this and just kind of bring it there. Save it. Then if I redef this, let's get out of here. We don't need that. Oh. Where am I at here? Yeah, so same thing is being shown. So I'm trying to figure out where the error is coming from. And so what I want to do actually is let's see. I think the this errant point is actually showing up in the compile stage of the process I've got going here. So if I do open SCAD view, I want to show the editor for a moment. A little bit unruly, but totally manageable. Well, totally maybe it's a stretch. Right. I'm just trying to look for a sphere at 0, 0 or close to it. That's what's happening here. And I'll just do it by quickly. I'll just delete groups that I know are not it, and then get down to it. These colors with cylinders in them are not the thing, right? So if I save this and refresh this, it should load. Yeah, and I'm just kind of slowly getting rid of the okay, so sphere, translate sphere. So these two spheres are the, and what? Oh, it's this one here, I think. Oh, no, it's this here. So, right, it was in every single one. So if I do this, it's gone now. Okay, so, that actually is in the line. So if I do def E is just model / line. Let's do 10 10 40 40. That works, right? Yeah. Okay, I see what's going on here. Yep. That's not what I meant, but it doesn't matter. Okay. So this needs to be fixed. So let's do that. Fix it. That's in the SCAD compile part here. If I go, it's a composite because it's building up the structure from some of the other primitives. We're looking at this here, its internal function. It's this. This is just incorrect. no, it's actually, this is fine. If A equals B, that means the 2 points are coincident and you don't draw a line. You would draw a single point, which is represented as a sphere. That's fine. Then here, this is the one that's missing. It needs to be, yeah, I don't know why I did that. So this one's B and this one's A. And then you're good to go. Should be. Oops. Oh, that's gonna... Oh, I evaled it into the wrong namespace, but whatever. Let's load file, source forge, compile, scad.cljc. It should load. Yeah, that looks good. So now if we do E, yeah, now the line's in the right spot, and we should be able to see this working if we reload that again. So let's do that here. Nope. There we go. Oh, wrong one. Yeah, perfect. There we go. Now they're working. No problems there. Let's also just see that it isn't dropping anything, is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's looking good. So one thing that's happening here is these are points on a Bezier curve, basically, and currently that is not being considered at all. So this, if I save this, it won't. If I load it up, spit it out, it moves that because wait, why would that happen? Sorry, let me think about this a split second. Oh, I know why. It's because I'm not actually converting the points in the right kind of way. So this point here is one of the Bezier control points. If I look at this, I think it's this here, probably. This one might, I don't know. I don't know specifically what it's drawing here, but it's not correct. So I will need to work on that. But more importantly, there is a more pressing oversight that I want to fix, and that is rectangles. So if I do this, just kind of leave it out in 3D or 2D space here, away from the origin. Let's get rid of this, don't need that anymore. This, please. Alright, load this again, have a look there. So this is a proper rectangle. It I took the SVG rectangle and converted it into an OpenSCAD rectangle, which you can see. Show that editor again. It actually is they call it a square, but you can use square to make rectangles, which, you know. So the translate has these points and this and that, and it works, center true, all of that's good. Now, the thing that's not great is this. So if I rotate this at some angle, I want it to maintain that angle when I do this stuff. When I reload it again, but you can see it just doesn't. It doesn't rotate it. It in fact translates it to some weird position. And that's related to the logic that I'm using to calculate the center position. So I have to fix stuff like that because it just isn't right. So let's go into the image importer and start messing around with that a little bit. Okay, so if I were to do I have to remember where I'm going with this. I basically want to do up to here. So I'm just going to do that. Let's def a thread sketch.svg through slurp and string to elements. So now A, is a list of SVG elements untransformed, and since it's coming from Inkscape, there's a bunch of extra gunk kind of built in there. So it even adds, like, there's more. I don't need this, obviously metadata and defs, I don't need that at all, but it's not a huge problem. The thing I need to pay attention to is this transform rotate here. So currently I'm looking at the X, Y, and height and width positions and using those to calculate the translate position. So height and width show up correctly here and here. X and Y, it's gonna be let's see, is any of this right? So half of the width is going to be around 22, and X, so 41 plus 22 is about 63 in the X. Yeah, so we see that there, and then 6.9 is about half the height. 16 minus 22 is negative 8-ish, and then you invert it because of flipping the y-axis, so that's about right as well for ignoring the rotation. So I have to fix that. Excuse me. So let's start with the simplest thing that I can think of. If I do SVG CLJ utils, I think I have one that can transform I think it's this here, string to transform map. So if I make this string rotate 34, that's pretty good. So I can use that to get the rotate angle. Let me try a little destructuring here for a second. let we've got key center X, center Y, angle. So that's the structure util slash string to, mess something up. Let's, oops, let oh, this won't work the way I want it to anyway. Yeah. That was a silly thing to be testing. Right, so let's poke around in this and see what we can figure out. So well, this is not going to be I don't know. Right. Let's just figure something out. Let's make something work, and then we can put it in the right code base later. I'm thinking that I probably have to put a lot of this SVG specific stuff back into my SVG library, specifically because most of this is actually just loading an SVG file, which would be quite useful in the SVG library. And then this little bit that actually transforms it from SVG specific stuff to Forge stuff would be where you draw that line. But in the meantime, I'll get this to work and go from there. So rotate comes from, so the input here is gonna be, well, let's look at A again here. Transform might exist in here, and clean props actually removes it, which is fine because this is part of the translating process. So let's pull in transform like that and build another function probably up here. Parse transform, I guess. It's a string. Sure. And what you have to do with it, let transform be string to, is that what it is? I think so. Yeah, string to xf map. Good. Whoops. Ugh. Yeah. So, given some transform map string, you get it into a map format like this. Then it could be I'm just trying to think about how. So basically, I'm gonna first just assume it could be translate or transform or rotate. Let's actually just start with only rotate. Let's leave it at that, and then we'll add translate in when we need it. So using this, right, the only thing I need to check really is how do I want to do this? Angle is, right, if so there's the transform, we'll call rotate the rotate from xf. So if count of rotate is greater than 1, that means you need to take last of rotate to get the angle. Otherwise, you just get first of rotate. So that's the angle. I mean, you could do that's fine for now. There's maybe better ways to do that, but that'll be okay. So that's the angle from rotate. TR is translate. Yeah, so we can actually work with that. So we just return a function of taking an element, and it's just going to do it's going to return the result of threading whatever element through model rotate it's got to be about Z, right? So if I rotate like that, model translate tr. That'll maybe work. Let's see. So now to do that, what we have to do is actually just do this. Transforms there. The width, height, and all that stuff is there. Here, tr, xf props, transform. Yeah, that should be okay. So transform is parse transform, and then we put that right here. We can actually just thread the rectangle through xf like that. Ooh, is that gonna work? Let's see. I kind of think maybe. It's a very non-committal. Doesn't mean anything. Okay, let's pop back into Scratch here and reload. Load file, source, storage, import, image.clj. Should be okay. Ooh. It's empty. Why would that be? Let's grab this rectangle. Right, SVG to model of A. That's where the problem's coming from. I made a mistake somewhere, so let's fix it. All right. Well, let's actually check. parse transform of this, rotate 34, is going to error out. So it's actually not even here, it's up here, of course. So transform string gets turned into transform. So angle oh, wait a second. Angle, it won't matter. All I have to do, right? So here we go. I rotate. Yeah. So all I need to do is last. Yeah. So angle is going to be way easier. So there's, let's actually just do, let's collapse this into one. Oops. Oh no. Don't do that to me. There we go. Last. Nope. There we go. And call it angle instead. And do this. Does that fix it? Let's see. It's a function. Okay. That should hopefully work a bit better. So let's do SVG to model of A, and it gives me a new translate. Ooh, all those nils are no good. So I have to fix that. So it does also give me a rotate with the angle, so that's promising. I wonder if it'll end up putting it in the right spot. We'll figure that out later, but here I need to actually change this to be a cond thread, I guess. And we do when rotate and when tr. Okay, so using that, actually I want to get this back, rotate xf, and then here turn this back into a call to rot. Otherwise it just ends up being an identity, right? Like there's nothing weird going on, it just wraps it in a function and nothing changes. So wait, does that work? Cond thread, the number 1 through false. Oh, I can actually just do false inc true decrement. It should be 0. So if I also do false false, it should be 1. Okay, so it does flow the result through. It doesn't nil out, which is very good. Otherwise, well, it would have to. Of course it does. Okay, that's fine. So let's try again. Shall we? What? Oh, did I not save the change? I thought I did. Didn't seem to do anything. What am I doing? A. Oh, now it missed out on everything. Why didn't it do anything? Oh, maybe. That doesn't really make sense to me, but. It did work. Okay, I think. Right, there's a rotate in here this time, which wasn't there last time. So let's zip on over, try it again. Do this and this. What is happening? What? I don't understand. There we go. There we go. Now we've got something. Okay, so two things wrong. One, it's rotated the wrong way. Two, its position is incorrect. So that's a problem. That's also, to be totally honest, actually not surprising. The position stuff is going to be a bit of trouble because of how my SVG library works. So oh, what do I want to do? I don't know how I want to handle that. I am thinking, and I'm not feeling good today, I might need to just take the time off, honestly. But before I completely get going, I mean, the easy thing to do for I wonder if I shouldn't do any of the flip Y stuff, you know, like I think it's probably a bad idea to try and play around with that. I know. With the flip, I'm gonna get rid of the flip Y stuff, and if I want something like that, I can apply a mirror to the whole thing at the end so that everything is treated equivalently, and I don't need to bake it into calculation stuff. So that should fix one type of issue where things are not properly placed relative to other things. So let's make that change now for a minute. That's something useful I can do. So the first spot that I do something like that is right here. That goes there. Oh, ellipse, I didn't even change it, which was a mistake, but ends up being helpful in this instance. No flip Y, it's just points. This is just points like that. This is just Y. And this is not negative anymore. That looks good. Okay, save the change. So now let's go here, scratch again. Let's get that load file back in. Now this, it should okay, now we're kind of somewhere. So this view with Y pointing down now is oriented the same way that this is. So we're actually a lot closer to what you would expect. Things are looking pretty good. Circle for approximate reference. And save that. Let's do this again. Maybe I should even do something weird like this, where snap to a quadrant, so I know it's exactly. Oh, I guess that's fine. Okay, so that is useful because I know this corner is exactly on the circle, so that's a really quick way to kind of visually inspect So this is what I mean, right? So the circle is in the right spot because it's just a translate. I know translates are fine. But the rectangle very clearly is not in the right spot. It's kind of shifted down here. And that's related to what is that related to? I don't entirely know. Let's open. So this rectangle transform, right, has I want it looks like I'm actually just off by right. So it just feels it's related to position calculation. I'm trying to think through this for a moment. Oh, okay, actually, so I think what I would need to do with this position is actually further transform it for a minute. So I need to do something like util/rotate point. Yeah, I think that's actually what has to happen. Let me thread first. think that'll be right, but I need to change this function to be a little bit different. I needed to return two things. The function itself, and then also xf. Then using that, I can do xf map. Yeah, so xf map rotate, there's the angle, which means rotate point is going to be 0, 0 angle, and that should hopefully work. Ugh, again I'm in the wrong namespace like a goose. That seems to have done it. Okay, that's quite awesome. I'm pretty happy with that so far, to be completely honest. I like it. I like it a lot. And I think I'm gonna make that the end of this stream, just because it's been a slow day and I need to get some fresh air and some rest. I'm not feeling good, so that'll be all. I'll be back on Thursday. Yeah, that's it.